Good evening, race fans, and welcome to BSTV. We've got a spectacle for you tonight. We are here at Long Beach with the V8s for the Racetech V8ESC league that we've been running now for an enormous amount of time. This is season 10. We are here on an 18-degree track, and the concrete walls are ready prepped for V8 collisions. You're watching the curb cam at the moment. Evening to Wobbly, who can't hold himself back from taking the Michael out of me, and also to Brian Stalker. They're on the chat at the moment. I'm Pete Bingham, and in the booth with me tonight is Clyde Whiting. Good evening.
Good evening, Pete. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Sam.
And yeah, good evening, Sam. How are you doing?
Good evening, everybody. Doing good, Pete, and you?
I'm doing all right. I had a cold last week, so I'm fully recovered from that now. Oh yes, it was real man flu, the killer. Worse than COVID. Didn't say that really. That's inappropriate, isn't it? Anyway, yes, we are here. We have 13 V8 gladiators ready to pull out their pugil sticks. I said it. There's no double entendre there at all. As they battle one another for, well, it's going to be for the battle for the top, Clyde. I can't see car 11.
No, nor can I, which is interesting.
Well, it gives some of the others a shot, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, he'll probably still win. Yeah, maybe he's just running late, or maybe we've missed something in Discord where he said he couldn't make this week. But yeah, if there is no car 11, it's going to be an interesting fight up the top.
Yeah, definitely. We've got in the practice session just now. I was surprised actually to see Adam top of the pile, because the amount of skill that is here, although maybe not Jamie as soon as he just hit the wall, is significant. So I was surprised that Adam was top of the pile. We've got inset cameras clearly tonight. There's Jamie's on your broadcast at the moment. Only 9 cars out in the qualifying session at the moment, or rather only 9 cars that have actually set a time. We will have to see who tops the timing screens and takes that pole position in around about 20 minutes. They're 7.5 minutes into this qualifying session at the moment, Clyde, and who's your money on?
Well, with no car 11, you never rule out Tony Kloosterman. You know, we learnt that a long time ago. Vincent Skilbeck has been very, very quick. Kenzie Newhoff has been quick. Jamie Wilson, no, I'm not going to tip Jamie Wilson because he took the piss out of me on Discord earlier. And as you said, our very own teammate, whose name I forgot, Adam Wright, he seems to have, well, especially recently, really properly gelled with this car. And yeah, he's another one you wouldn't rule out for a win. And then the reverse grid race 2 is going to be, well, it's going to be like a manic, isn't it? It's going to be mental on this track.
It really is. I think seeing as Adam is approaching the end of the lap, if we can go on an on-board with him. I've done quite a lot of laps around here in various cars. I've crashed in most walls. This really is right at the end of the lap, because we're about to enter the hairpin, which puts us onto Shoreline Drive. A lot of wheel spin and oversteer there for Adam as he belts it down here over the start-finish straight. This is turn 1 now, which is Bridgestone corner. You can hold it tight there. Some people go off to the left, and I've never understood why. Turn 2 here is very, very tight, and your tyres wash out very easily into that wall there. He's got very close to that. That was called Toyota, that corner. This is the fountain, where it's rude if you don't park your car in the fountain. Then this is turn 4, 5 here, and then 6 at the bottom of this hill, which will be, I can't remember what this is called. It's a weird one. It's got a name, but I don't remember it now. Third gear corner. Oh, he's done it in second. That's probably where I was losing time when I did a few laps before. A little bit of wheel spin there. as we turn on this 90-degree right onto Seaside Way. These are normal roads normally. This is standard tarmac. It's very, very slippery. Tony Clewiston sent a message today to say it was a slippery track. It's Firestone turn. You can tell because it says it all the way around it. And then you get into this little horseshoe thing that is the Indy turn, and then you're back onto the hairpin again, and that's the end of the lap. It's pretty brisk. You don't get a great deal of time to do much other than try and stop the car from crashing. This is probably the only real place of relaxation, because when you're sharing the track with other cars, it's a very busy lap. It's quite hectic, Clyde.
Yeah, like you say, this is one of those tracks that doesn't give you a moment to breathe. I doubt people will be blinking, breathing, or doing anything apart from trying to keep the car out of the walls. I remember racing this back when it was a tech track and it wasn't finished. And you know, it was very enjoyable, very difficult. The graphics where the track wasn't finished, you didn't tend to notice because you was, you know, concentrating on where the next wall was. But it does look absolutely fantastic now, doesn't it?
Oh, the rendering on the track is amazing. When you're in the car, the tarmac looks real. Obviously, the concrete walls feel very real. Everything's absolutely detailed perfectly. The track has got like wear marks on it because this is a standard road when it's not a racetrack, and it all just looks fantastic. iRacing have done a brilliant job with this. What have we got at the minute? Tony Clewiston, you'll be not surprised to see, is top of the pile and provisional pole man at the moment, and then Vincent Skilbeck in second. With Kenzie Neuhoff in third. There's not a lot covering them. 0.3 of a second cover the top three at the moment. Then Bob Woodhouse in fourth, and then Adam Wright in fifth. He'll be wanting to work up like he did in practice. This car on this track washes out at the front and is tail happy at the back, and that's a dangerous combination, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably, you could say it's the worst combination that you could dream of. Although some people, you know, do like to be able to turn the car with the throttle, so you know, that will certainly help them. Vincent Skilbeck has just pipped Tony Clewiston for provisional pole, so that looks like it's going to be a fight that carries on throughout qualifying and both of our races. So just for the viewers at home, first up we have the 30-minute sprint race.
Sorry.
That was good. And then after that we will have our 60-minute feature race. In between, Sam will be bringing up our snazzy funky wheel to determine our reverse grid for race 2. So yeah, it's going to be, I don't know, I think Sam should have done a poll on how many cars will finish the race.
yeah. I mean, that's answers on a postcard, that one, isn't it? It could be anything. We did a GT3 race here, do you remember, with the Lamborghinis? Was it Next Level race?
Yes.
And the pile up at the fountain was horrific. They were literally parked on top of one another. That was just a crazy race, that one. I mean, with 13 cars, it might be a little bit better controlled, and with the skill of the drivers that we have in this league, I don't see that happening. But I've been wrong before. It's obviously safer with me not in the race. It's probably safer with you not in the race as well.
I don't think there was any need for that. I think one of the big troubles, and like you say, it may help with not so many cars on track, but it just depends on where you are. This is one of those tracks, a bit like Bathurst, where, you know, you can be driving around, minding your own business, doing well, doing badly, however you think you're doing, and somebody in front of you has an accident, and all of a sudden you are part of that accident.
Yeah. Yeah, you can easily become the focus of the cameras because of nothing to do with you. Similarly, Bathurst has concrete walls around it. There's a theme there, isn't there? It's one of those places that, yeah, you want to just tick off the laps, and I've had some good races here where I've not been as crashy as I've been in previous ones. Look at that, Mackenzie getting a good run up to get the most optimal speed across the line. That's a tactic and a half, isn't it? Oh, that's nice. Does he normally drive in that paint job? He doesn't, does he?
Yeah.
Marco
Yeah,
does.
isn't the one that we always say it looks like the Target one?
Yeah, but that's usually red and white. This is khaki and black. It's quite nice. Anyway, so yeah, especially around these places, you have to go so close to the walls around here that if the car in front of you messes up and you're close to it, you are just going to get collected, or you're going to collect the other guy. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting race to see. Ooh, there's a car going backwards in the background, and Tony's Ant's just put it in the wall there for no reason. Just shows you how hard these cars are to control on this surface. Is it tarmac or is it concrete?
I don't. It looks like worn tarmac, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
No, but I do know that if you're on the concrete in iRacing, the temperature change when the sun goes in is immense. It suddenly cools down super fast and heats up just as quick in the sun. As we've seen Nikolai, who we know is a very reliable driver now and can put in some real blistering times. He's not lighting up the timing screens at all at the moment, but the only one doing that at the moment is Vincent Skilbeck. He seems to be going faster and faster at the moment.
Yeah, and Sam has got the poll running on the chat, so make sure you vote for that. Evening to Wobbly, Ryan Walker, evening to Ant Woodward, who's sending me some love hearts. I don't quite know why. I'm a little bit worried because he's a bearded Welshman. The Mew, come on Bob, beans with Woosah, mate. I have no idea what that means.
Nope.
And evening to the Hoff, who says this track is made from garbage.
Little extreme, and apologies to anyone who lives in Long Beach. Yeah, it's. I think this one's gonna show some other people at the front who can hold their own at the front of the race. It'll be nice to see Kenzie, Adam, Tony, and Vincent duking it out, because I think that's going to be the top spots. And then I think there's a second race that's going to form. Bob Woodhouse, he's always there as long as he doesn't crash. Miro, same. Nikolai, who we've seen towards the front, to be honest, but he seems to get into other people's trouble. And then Jamie Wilson. And Woodward, he does the full race, doesn't he, if you know what I mean? He does the heel toe, the blipping of the throttle. He makes it full simulation, as it were, but lately hasn't seemed to be able to come up with the goods. It's almost like he used to be quicker. I don't know, is that fair?
Yeah, obviously Ant had that mountain bike accident, didn't he, where he smashed his face up and made himself look prettier.
Yeah.
So whether that has limited his practice time or not, I don't know. But yeah, he, you know, as you say, recently, yes, he has gone a bit backwards. And one thing to throw in with your predicted top 4 battle, I wouldn't rule Bob Woodhouse out of getting involved in that.
All right, okay.
I think he's a very, very steady driver. And he's also been a very, very unlucky driver this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can. He you know, if he puts it all together, he's one of those that will just keep going round. Other people will make mistakes, and he'll just gain position after position.
Yeah, and when you look at the timing overall, and you got Vincent doing a 118.4, you scroll all the way down, and there's 2 seconds separate the top from the bottom, which is quite a lot in these cars. but the individual divisions between the races aren't massive, so that says to me we're going to get lots of pocketed battles all the way through both races, very sideways from, I think that was Tony Kloosterman going around the, sorry, no, it was Ant Woodward, a bit tail happy going around the fountain there.
So let me just have a look at what we think is going to happen tonight. So it's going to be, race 1 is going to be somewhere between 22 and 24 laps. The understeer in the car gets a lot better towards the end of a run. So yeah, I think, Pete, this is going to be, you know, the races we have where it gets towards the end of the race and you think, do you know what, it's all over now, we can, you know, we know who's going to win and who's going to be on the podium, and then somebody walls it.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those that isn't over till it's over.
Yeah, totally. And if we look at the championship, car 11 is on 3,975 points. He's got more than 400 points between himself and Kenzie Neerwolf now, which means, ooh, that's an unusual line from Marco. He's trying to get back to the pits the quick way, which means he's going to struggle to throw this away fully as long as he turns up for the last race. Kenzie in turn has just over 200 points. Ooh, that's expensive, Kenzie. Over Adam Wright, who's on 3,331 points. And then Tony is he's about 70 points behind Adam. So there's a fight on there for the last step of the championship podium. Jamie Wilson's behind that by another 150 points in 5th place on 3,110. So there's shuffling to be done there, isn't there? This race does mean something in the league standings, and there's a potential podium finish in the championship for, well, there's a fight on for 3rd for sure between Adam, Tony and Jamie, so we'll have to see what happens in this race, or these 2 races rather, because the second race tonight will be the penultimate one.
Yeah, that's right, because next time out it is round 20 at Interlagos, which is an endurance race, and there is a massive 450 points on the table for the winner.
Yeah, so Chris really wants to make sure he turns up, because if Kenzie goes home with a decent amount of points, that means that the championship is still alive when we get to Interlagos.
Okay, we're getting lots of information about Bob Woodhouse from the Mew on the chat.
Is this one of those things like on Top Gear of old where some people say...
Yeah. So what do we got left? We've got just under 7 minutes. Adam Wright has got himself onto the third step of the podium then. Up into 3rd place in qualifying at the moment. But Kenzie Newhoff is on track. He wants that back.
Yeah, so Vincent hasn't improved on his 118.4, but he is also on track at the moment. Tony, who we're watching now, 2/10 slower, hasn't improved on his 118.6 and he's abandoned that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing many green sectors, to be honest.
Not either.
Certainly no purple ones. People seem to go quicker in Sector 1, but then lose out in Sector 2.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I'll be back in a sec. I've just heard a loud bang downstairs. Won't be a sec.
That'll probably be one of Pete's cats has just committed suicide because they just can't live with Pete anymore. So Vincent is back in the pits, but Tony, Adam, Kenzie and Bob are all out on track. Kenzie had a couple of green sectors at the end of his lap. Not good enough to move him up the leaderboard though. Currently looking at Bob Woodhouse, needs to find a couple of tenths to go ahead of Kenzie. Adam Wright couldn't improve and has pitted. Bob Woodhouse has bailed. Kenzie Newhoff has gone out again. Vincent is still out there.
I've returned. Very naughty cat. I think she's a tiger, I think. Anyway, sorted now. Just read Ryan's message there. I'm not sure what he thinks I've got. I think he thinks I've got a lion or a tiger actually by that message. So no improvements on the timing screen that I can see, Clyde. Everyone holding station. Kenzie doing some green sectors, but not enough to make a difference.
Yeah, we see Kenzie have a couple of green sectors at the end of one of his laps, but his first couple of sectors were yellow, so he didn't actually move up any further. Bob Woodhouse also tried to get one over on Kenzie, but ended up bailing. So yeah, no movers or shakers at the moment.
And this league has been, whilst Car 11 has been quite dominant in the races where he's been present, there's been, I've heard the bending of metal then, I don't know whether you did, he's not attended in enough races that it still gives other people a shot. And that's got to be good for Racetech as a sponsor, because it keeps this league absolutely alive, so right to the end. It's good in a different way.
Yeah, you're right. And you know, in a way, I'm sort of glad he's missing, because it gives the points. You know, even though he's been dominant pretty much when he's here, it's going to close the points up, especially if Kenzie gets a good haul. And with an endurance race to finish the season and that big bag of points on the table, it would only take a big grid and a Chris Jackson disaster, and he could throw it all away.
Yeah, we did used to call him Crash Jackson. He was very incident happy at one time, but not so now. He puts in a huge amount of time in the car for practice, and tinkers with the setups to make them stable and quick, and shares them and shares his data and everything with the other races in the league. But he's got he's got a gelled package now that is a good balance between the practice he's got, the setups he makes, the speed at which he can get around the track, and he's also safe with it these days. So you don't often see him piling it into a wall anymore, do you?
No, but I do worry that he's has he forgotten how to run in a pack?
Yeah, that could be it. He used to be very is bullish the right word? He'd have a go at every corner, if you know what I mean. And I've not seen him on the back foot for a while.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. You know, he was an incident magnet. There's no denying it. Hence why he got the nickname Crash Jackson. But yeah, it just shows what a bit of dedication, a bit of practice, and also, you know, understanding the car and how to drive it can help.
Yeah, and he's not here tonight, so we should focus on the people that are, really. We're now on board. Well, we're not on board. We're watching Adam, our stable shed teammate, and he's doing a really good job at this track in this car. He's third at the moment. He's only, what's that, 2.5 tenths or something like that behind Vincent's top time. As Vincent goes ever so slightly faster, and it is ever so slightly, it's like 300ths. That must be the premium time that he's got on the board there now. And you know, what's Adam got to do? Not very much, really, to get back on the top spot like he was in the practice session. Wheel spin like that out of the corner won't help out the hairpin, that is. Bob Woodhouse practicing his pit stop there. And Adam not able to eke anything more out. He's going to run out of time now as well, isn't he? The session is checkered.
Yeah, only cars on a lap now can finish.
And Hoff's about to prang his car. Badly. I didn't know there was a yellow light on the back of these cars. What's that for? Never seen that before. Never mind. Maybe it's just when you're reversing, so you don't often see it. But there you go. So that's the qualifying session completed. We have half a minute before it becomes official, just in case there's any penalties knocking about or anything like that. Just a reminder to everybody, there is only one class in this particular league. Everybody's in that class. I will quickly run through the standings for the teams, because we've not been through that. So
We have got the grid up.
Oh, have we? Right, in that case, I'll shut up.
Okay, so going off from pole is Vincent Skilbeck for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. Up next, Tony Kloosterman, NQRB. Adam Wright in third, BSTV Esports Green. Then comes Kenzie Newhoff, Team Down Under. Bob Woodhouse, Concord Racing. Nikolai Bogotyrev, Don't Bug Me Racing. Seventh is Ant Woodward, NQRB. Eighth is Miro Hrasky. Ninth is Jamie Wilson. 10th is Andrew Hoffman. 11th is Ivan Batmans. And rounding out your grid is, do apologise, Michael Frost is 12th. And rounding out your grid is Marco Lewert.
So, yes, the reason that Clyde was eager to get through that was because this is a standing start in this league. We're waiting for Mr. Hoffman to join the grid, and then we will have a full contingent.
Here we go. Lights are coming on.
Oh, and Vincent had his speed limiter on.
Was that what it was? Yeah.
Yes! What has he done? He's thrown his lead away.
Look at Nikolai.
Go on, Nikolai, don't hit the
He's
wall.
up-
Oh
he's
my
up
word,
four
that was
places.
so
Look at the
close.
start.
I know, that's incredible. Through the fountain. Oh, where are you going, Kenzie? Oh no! What's that? Is that Ant?
That's
Oh.
He's got some big left-hand side damage.
Yeah, I think it's largely cosmetic because it was just a rub, and sometimes the graphics on iRacing makes things look worse than they are. But yes,
Well, Tony's checked out at the moment.
yeah, and Nikolai has got Vincent breathing right down his neck. I don't know why, but it looks. Oh, that's why. I was going to say, I don't know why, but it looks like Nikolai's moving his way back down the field, but there we go. Oh dear. No heat. No heat in his front tyres. Look at that. Tony Kloosterman has got a 4.5 second lead. We did say, didn't we, Clyde, that this could be a carnage race?
Yes. And look who's worked his way up there. He's just let Kenzie have that. Then he's going to try and
he was trying for a cutback of some
He
sort.
was, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think he got a bit of attention from Adam there. A wheel spin from a number of cars at that third corner there and into the fourth. So the field is still together apart from Tony Kloosterman and apart from Nikolai. And Michael Frost, I think, has been spat off the back of the field. We can see as far back as Marco Luer, actually. So Ant, Ivan, Nikolai and Michael Frost are all adrift of the field, as it were. What's going on here? This is what happened to Ivan. Oh, he's going to turn back across at the nose of another car. Oh, yeah. And then... right. I think there's a lot of beep, 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 beep. No, after you. No, after you. No, after you. Oh, dear. Yeah. Oh, there's a nudge. Oh, no. Bob's gone round. He's straightened him up, though. Oh, no, no. Oh, dear. That's expensive.
Ooh.
Now then. Bob Woodhouse manages to get in the pits immediately.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was
Adam,
a nudge from Adam, wasn't it? And that stacked everybody up. Vincent's lost the front of his car.
And then Bob was trying to get to the pits, but there was like half a dozen cars between him and the pit lane. So that is eventually what caused all that. Meanwhile, the Hoff and Ant Woodward are going at it pretty hard here.
Yeah, both with damage.
Half a Skillbeck, half a wheelie bin.
Yeah, he's got no front and no rear end now.
Technically cheating, because it must weigh half of what it did when he started. That's like a buggy, isn't it? That's, you know, he needs a beach. We're at Long Beach, I guess.
Well, in theory, that car has now got 0 downforce.
Yes, so it should be pretty quick. Only in a straight line, though. Oh dear. Well, even I didn't expect this. What about you, Clyde?
Well, it is, as we said, it is one of those tracks, isn't it? You've got cold tyres to put up with at the start and warm tyres to put up with at the end. So,
well, according to our poll, 40% of people said that between 5 and 10 cars would finish this race. They may well be right at this point. All 13 finishing was 20%. More than 10 was also 20%. And then it doesn't take a mathematician or Carol Vorderman to figure... Ooh, look at that. That was a good overtake with no downforce whatsoever. Doesn't take a genius to figure out that no finishes would be 20% as well. Adam Wright has left the session, which is a shame. I think his damage was pretty terminal, though. He had a part of a wall in the engine block of his car.
Yeah, I think he was possibly angry with himself.
Yeah, that could be it as well. Matt Snook on the chat. You have to love Long Beach.
Yeah, Vincent's in the pits to try and get some bits back on his car.
Yeah, it's...
and his car is a proper wheelie bin now.
It really is. You do get a fast repair in this league, but that's too early to... Oh no, we don't get a pit stop in this one, do we? So he's going to relegate himself to the back of the field. That's running, of course.
And there it is, as if by magic.
Yeah, everything back on the car. Premium wheelie bin.
Oh, this is actually a battle for the podium.
Yes, it is.
Miro Hrasky in third, being chased down by Jamie Wilson.
Both of these two must think all their Christmases came at once in this one. So, for the people at home, Clyde, when we do the reverse grid wheel, is it people that finished the first race, or is it everybody that's included in that calculation?
No, it's people who finish on the lead lap.
Aha. So that cleans that up for anybody wondering. Always good to know these details.
I've just stabbed myself with a fork.
Ah, that will be cake arriving then.
You could be correct.
Yes. What cake have you got this time?
I have no idea. It's got strawberries on it, I can tell you that.
You can keep that. I don't like strawberries. So, Tony Cleasterman is currently leading by 8.9 seconds. A healthy lead. As long as he can keep away from walls and tyres and all the other hard and semi-hard bits of furniture around the track, he should be golden to finish. We're 8 minutes in of this 30-minute race. No pit stops should be in, but we've already seen a load of them for repairs. These two are duking it out for third place at the moment, and as Clyde said, it's the last podium spot that they're going for, but Kenzie isn't that far ahead. So, all to drive for and race for at the moment. Just referring back to the Racetech Cup for a moment, Kenzie Niehoff, who is currently in second in this race, is also second to Chris Jackson by 400 points in the championship overall. Adam Wright, who is in third in the championship, is not participating in this one. Hopefully he'll be back for the feature race. And Tony Cleasterman, who is in fourth and only 100, well, less than 100 points behind Adam, is currently leading this race. So what this is going to do is it's going to concatenate the top five, because at the moment...
What?
Concatenate, bring together.
Really?
Yes. It's a good word, isn't it?
Never heard that one before.
Do you not use Excel at all?
No.
In that case, you probably won't. Jamie, who is currently fourth, is fifth in the championship and only 150 points behind Tony. So the top five is going to draw together quite quickly in the championship. Obviously not in the race itself. I'm going to talk about the team standings because NQRB, which is Tony and Ant Woodward's team, are currently leading the way on 6,360 points as we watch Jamie still stuck to Miro's rear wing. And as long as my eyes don't deceive me, they are chipping away slowly at Kenzie's lead over them. BSTV Esports Green, which is Adam, he is currently in second place, or they are currently in second place, on 5,689 points. So there's a lot to go out there. And then NQRA, which is Carol Evans' team, is on 5,250 points. So again, that's going to change the standings somewhat if it carries on like this all night. We shall have to be very attentive to what happens in that second race and understand its implications on the league for when we get to Interlagos and those bigger haulage of points come into play.
Well, let me just throw a conspiracy theory into the mix.
Always good.
Tony Cleasterman is leading and pulling away. Chris Jackson is not here. Need I say more?
Are we calling him Car 121 then? Mary Jackson's driving the Cleasterman car.
Jamie Wilson is desperately trying to get past Miro.
Yeah, and there are places to overtake here. Jamie taking a bigger, wider line into that hairpin means he might get a bit more of a drive and the slipstream down shoreline. Into Bridgestone Bend and then into whatever they call turn one. I knew it before and I've forgotten it now. It's Toyota, isn't it? Let's look at the hoardings. Oh, it's got an Acura there, so maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, around the fountain we go.
Have they not got a carousel?
Do you know what? I think this must be the only American track that doesn't. And that, yeah, they're broken with tradition. I do know that the straight after this turn here is called Pine Avenue, this one. And I think, I'm not really sure why, because there's no pine trees, but never mind. So, He's in the slipstream now and should get a decent amount of tow down here, but you don't quite get to the top end of 6th gear, do you? So before you need to get back on the brakes, and of course if you've got a slippy track like this, you're off the gas rather a lot earlier than you want to be if you're trying to effect an overtake there. These must be the 3 cleanest or 4 cleanest cars in this race up at the pointy end, and that's how you get there, I suppose. Avoid all the carnage and the action in inverted commas and stay clean.
Yeah, well, you've only got to look at Marco Luo, who started dead last, didn't he? And he's sitting there in 5th place.
I know, yeah. That's an amazing haul of points. Up 8 places. Miro up 5, Jamie up 5. Ivan Batmans is up 4, and then you've got all the first of the main losers at the moment. So Vincent Skilbeck, 7 places down, rolling around in 8th place. Rear brake discs are aglow, which demonstrates what the brake bias is set to in these cars for this track. They don't want any front end lockups in this car on this surface anyway, because you would literally pile into every wall that was available to you. I think you're right about Jamie though, Clyde. He is eager to pass, isn't he? He's just not finding a chance at the moment. But they are hauling in Kenzie. They've taken another 10th out of him in the last lap. I mean, they'll have to do a lot better than that, because I think they'll run out of laps if they do that. We are approaching halfway through at the moment.
I think, it is, again, we say it quite often, but this is one of those tracks where, catching can be easy, but passing is a whole other ball game.
Yeah. It's one of those tracks where you need to put your car into a place where your opponent doesn't want it to be. I don't mean you need to dive down the inside or anything, but you certainly need to get alongside and muscle your way up to that point, just to put them offline a little bit, and disturb their racing line somewhat, and then you've got a better chance of getting past.
I would hazard a guess that 95% of all position gains on this track are from mistakes from the cars in front.
Yeah, I would back that statement up, absolutely. Meanwhile, our leader has a 13-second lead. He is romping away here, away from Kenzie Niehoff as well, which is no mean feat. These two have lost time to Kenzie this lap. He's stretched it out by the 10th he lost in the last lap, so it's a bit to and fro. These guys should be in his tow, but I don't think the straights here are long enough to benefit from it for too long, because they're just not long enough.
There's not really a tow, is there?
No. Other tracks, you would hoover up that time quite quickly, but this one, absolutely not. Jamie, as close as he's been, but again, you're not really looking at an overtaking opportunity until you get into, well, some people attempt an overtake at the hairpin, but it's fairly suicidal, to be honest. If you're trying to pull alongside someone at a turn that tight, you can expect to be driven into, to be honest, or turned into. We saw that already in this race.
So Miro's doing a great job, isn't he? He's not making any mistakes. Just as I was about to say that, the rear end of his car wiggled.
Yep. And they've taken nearly 3/10 out of Kenzie in that last lap, so he obviously had a bit of a moment somewhere. Jamie looking a lot smoother through that section there than Miro. Miro got slightly offline, and when you get offline in a complex of corners that come across each other very, very quickly, it means that you compromise the line for all of those corners. And that's what happened there with Miro. So they're probably going to get drops off the back of Kenzie again this lap. Being as close. Ooh, that was a wall hit. That was definitely a wall hit, and Jamie's got a good run now. You can put him offline. This is what I mean. Get alongside. Just put them off their line, and you've got enough. He's giving him the corner anyway, but you've got enough there to force that argument to a conclusion. I don't know what that'll do to the handling of Miro's car. He can't. Oh, it's at the rear there. Can you see the damage?
Yeah. So this is Ant Woodward on the back of Marco Lewert.
You know what? I've not been following this. He must have caught him. There's another battle going on further back as well with Vincent, who's getting on terms with somebody after his repairs. He's going to try and do some literal damage repair to his position.
That'll be Ivan Batman's in front of him.
Yeah. Oh, God. If you were a sponsor of a car that was racing around Long Beach, you'd want to pay half the rate, wouldn't you, for this?
Yeah, or put it on the roof.
Or put it on the roof, yeah. These two are thrashing it out now. Jamie pulling away from Miro now. He's past him. Further up the track, and behind this is the battle between Vincent and Ivan, which is heating up. I think possibly more than this one. To be honest, I think he's going to affect pass soon.
Yeah, and like you say, I think Jamie was quicker than Miro anyway, and he's now going to chase off down the road after Kenzie.
Yes. Ivan, is he trying to break the toe there? Is that the idea?
Did he get lost?
He may have done. Yeah, it's daylight though, so he's doing okay so far. It does seem like the wheelie bin had a weird line either into or out. Ooh! Oh, I thought he was going to dive that. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my word! Oh, and Ivan's let him go. He's not wanting to wreck his car. He wants to finish. So we're back with this battle here between Ant and Marco. And you're right, Clyde. You called it. Kenzie is getting caught slowly now by Jamie.
Yeah. There's just under 9 minutes to go. Cars are going to be a handful now.
Yeah, I think the understeer will lessen, but the wheel spin will increase as the front tyres have finally got some heat to grip, but the back ones are too hot to handle. And just what Ant was doing there, you know, riding that pit lane line, if you get too far to the right on that, you get a slowdown.
He's certainly pushing. I'm sure the mirror was scraping on the wall there.
Scraping on it? It looked like it was inside the wall from what I could see. Oh, is he trying it here? No, he's just showing his nose to him, putting himself in his mirrors.
Yeah, again, it's...
Oh, no!
Oh!
Yeah, that... Oh, God, he's crabbing. Oh, no, it was just wheel spin. I think that was an angry right foot, wasn't it? So, yeah, he's not done much for the looks of that Mustang, has he?
No, but he was driving on the edge, wasn't he? Trying to if anything, try and force Marco into a mistake by looking in his mirrors, but the mistake came from Anne.
Yeah, we're just showing some obligatory footage of the leader of the race. He's got a 15.5-second lead now, which is fairly monstrous. You can visibly see the... oh no, is that Kenzie? I don't think it even is Kenzie, is it? There'll be several more corners between them. That's probably a lapped car.
It is, yeah. It's Andrew Hoffman in front. What Tony is actually doing now is putting cars laps down, which means they're not going to feature in the reverse grid.
Yeah.
Which will mean Tony will start further up the grid for every car he puts a lap down.
Yeah, and I suppose he's not got that much more before he's done the whole field, so he might end up on pole in the second race. So he's trying to catch the Hoff at the moment, so that's going to be 4 cars that won't be able to join that reverse grid, and there's 16 seconds to Bob Woodhouse, so I think that'll be it. But you're right, it reduces
this battle's
down...
under a second now.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, he's caught him quickly actually, hasn't he? Taking 6/10 out in 2 laps, so another 2 laps and he'll be benefiting from an even greater tow. This is the sort of race I think that Jamie likes, isn't it? Where he's got something to chase.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's just taken half a second nearly out of Kenzie. I think Kenzie might have used his stuff up. They both did a twitch exactly like each other's cars there, so fairly safe to say they've used up their stuff equally. And now the gap is down to almost nothing, as you can see.
Yeah, and he's got 5.5 minutes to get this done.
Yeah, and Kenzie got a bag full of wheel spin just then. You do get a decent amount of tow around the first corner, but the next bit of straight that follows it just isn't long enough to do much with. Meanwhile, Tony puts another car a lap down in the form of Andrew Hoffman. 17.5 seconds is his lead now over these two. And he's lapping, what's that, 8/10 faster a lap than these two?
Yeah, I think you're right. Kenzie seems to be struggling, doesn't he?
Yeah. Not got the traction, I don't think, out of all the corners that Jamie's got at the moment.
I think he's got damage, hasn't he, as well, on the left-hand side of the car. That probably isn't helping.
Yeah, Jamie's got the same, so we'll see it going around here now. So damage on the left rear on both cars. Brake discs around this track are just permanently on the glow, aren't they? Yeah, and the Mew is absolutely right. Don't know whether you've already mentioned that. I do glaze over every so often.
No, but I did say it about 10 minutes ago.
Okay, then
He's a bit behind.
Is he? Right, okay.
Yeah. He must be watching us on Dave.
Yeah. A much more direct line through those corners from Jamie. That's where he's gaining immensely each lap. He's down to 0.3 of a second now, and a hugely better line through there. This might be it, Clyde. He's gone the wrong way that way, so he mustn't be able to do the pass yet. But he might get the cut back here, or try and stay to the right, which is what you'd like to do if you've got a chance to overtake. Or he's going to use the length of this straight, maybe. I think Jamie's definitely got the advantage here, hasn't he? His car looks like better behaved.
Yeah, I think Jamie again is doing what Ant Wood was doing, just making himself big in Kenzie's mirrors and saying, "Come on, fella, make a mistake."
Ooh, Miro. These cars they really do snap, don't they?
That was a bit of a code brown there for Miro.
Yeah, it was.
So 2.5 minutes.
Think Jamie will get desperate?
No, because he's not that sort of driver.
He's dropped off a little bit here. Those last few corners didn't do him any good.
I do know many drivers that would try a last lap lunge, but
Yeah.
Jamie will just go, no, do you know what? He drove well, I couldn't get past him.
Oh, Tony Kloosterman now has nearly 21 seconds as a lead. In fact, it is now 21 seconds. That's pretty imperious. We're not convinced that Chris Jackson or Mary even isn't driving that car. But these two are definitely stuck together. This is your battle for second place.
Yeah, this is going to go on for another 2 laps.
Oh, I see what you mean. Right. So we're going to get 24 laps on the sprint race. I mean, that's pretty epic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, Jamie, big sideways slide. And this is Vincent that's caught the very beaten up now Ant Woodward's car.
And could actually top up all his fluids whilst he's driving around.
He'll need to, because there's probably a lot of oil coming out the bottom of that engine at the minute.
So Tony Kloosterman has started the white flag lap.
Vincent's still getting wheel spin leaving the corners. He's going to want to do this because obviously his title chance, well, not title chances, but his league position's compromised if he doesn't.
Yeah, gets it done cleanly.
Yep, great overtake.
And Lemieux has pointed out that surprisingly the more than 10 vote is going to win.
Yeah.
It's not the end yet.
Yeah, good point. Jamie getting dropped a bit now by Kenzie with an entire lap to go.
Yeah, Tony Kloosterman just a couple of corners to go now.
Looks like it's only just started. There's not even any flies or rubber on it. Oh, here we go.
Hello.
This really is
Hello.
on. Sorry, Tony, but we're not going to be able to see you cross the line.
Yeah, just as we looked away.
I thought he was in the wall there. Right to the death, this one. Oh, who's that? Oh, the Hoff. Oh, dear. So the Hoff gets involved. Obviously not intentionally. I'll have to see that again maybe at the end of the race. And is that Vincent's already caught Marco? Wow, so if he can get a good drag race going off there, well, he's not going to manage that now. He'd have needed something much more propelled than that. So his comeback drive gets him a 6th for Vincent, 5th there for Marco Lewert. And the engine's shot on that PSR car of Andrew Hoffman. That's the strangest thing I've seen happen to a car. So then he reverses. I'm not sure why he set off there.
No, that was straight onto the racing line, wasn't it?
It was a very curious choice of things to do, to be fair. So, riddled with action was race 1 as the last of the cars crosses the line. I'll go through the finishing order now. So, Tony Klusterman was your race winner by 22.3 seconds for NQRB over Kenzie Neuhoff for Team Down Under. Jamie Wilson finished third, as you saw. He wasn't quite able to effect a pass before the end of the race for Team Chimera. Miro Hraski finishing fourth behind him for PCS. Marco Lewert finished fifth for VTS Esports, with Vincent Skilbeck in sixth for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. A good recovery drive after the carnage at the start. And Woodward, after binning it kind of on his own with a lot of wheel spin, finished in seventh for NQRB. And then Ivan Batmans in 8th for Track Velocity Racing. Bob Woodhouse in 9th after a pit stop for Concord Racing. And then a lap down or greater, Nikolai Bogotyrev for Don't Bug Me Racing. Andrew Hoffman for PSR. Mike Frost for Don't Bug Me Racing. And then Adam Wright for BSTV Esports Green. So we will have now... and Mary Jackson's joined the chat. Evening, gents, he says. Evening to you.
So finish driving the first race and then straight on the chat.
So now we will have the reverse grid wheel of fortune. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we've only got 9 cars on the lead lap.
So round and round she goes. Where it'll stop, nobody knows. Top 3.
That's a bit rubbish.
Well, I could launch it again if you want.
No.
It is what it is.
To be fair.
Yeah.
Of course, it would have counts.
So that will put Jamie Wilson at top of the pile.
It certainly will.
For race 2. I mean, there's going to be some fast guys right at the front there. Tony Kluson will start on row 2, alongside Miro Hraski, with Marco Lewert and Vincent Skilbeck the row behind. Hopefully other drivers that were out of the first one will join the second one and keep the numbers up. And it'll do their championship no harm at all if they did. Obviously, everybody has to leave the current session whilst the new session launches. Let's see what that could have done to the championship. So Kenzie finished in second and gained points on Chris Jackson there. But he was just over 400 points behind. So it will have reduced the gap. If he can finish healthily in the second race, then it'll reduce it further and make a very exciting race for the last race of the season. Adam Wright didn't do so well, so he will have dropped away from Kenzie. He was already 210 points adrift in third place, with Tony Klusterman getting the maximum points out of that race there, 130 points behind Adam. So that will have brought that fight together slightly. And we'll have to see what happens in this feature-length 1-hour race that's going to follow, once it's set up, of course.
It's already done, and it has launched.
Awesome stuff. So, we'll have a few minutes of running around before we go straight into racing. Time for you to get a quick wee or a drink before you rejoin us.
And I shall be back in a second.
In a second. So Sam's just launched a new poll on the chat to see how many will finish the race in race 2. Obviously, the Long Beach walls are a challenge at the best of times. Pile a load of raw, uncontrollable V8s onto it, and you suddenly get a lot of carnage. So you never know how many's going to finish these races. The drivers that we have in this league, though, very, very competent. As you saw mostly in race 1. Everyone, I think, will be a little more calm in race 2, with it being a feature-length race, a 1 hour. Not quite an endurance race, but very much strategy-based. There will be pit stops, of course. Cars are fuel limited in this league. They will still have a fast repair, just in case there is incidents. And unlike I did on Wednesday, hopefully people will remember to turn their fast repair on, because I had to sit there for 10 minutes whilst the sim mended my car properly. So as you can see, we are now into the new session.
I'm back.
Awesome stuff. So, changes in this race. Track temperature is a bit higher now, 22 degrees. And we're just waiting for everybody to join us in this one. Ivan says the hairpin is a nightmare. It's worse than the New York traffic jam. Which is saying something, because I've been to New York and I've seen the craziness that goes on there. You ever been to New York, Clyde?
Yes, a couple of times. Didn't really like it, if I'm honest. A bit too hustle bustle, 9 million miles an hour for me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, yeah.
Especially coming from sleepy Norfolk.
I found the greatest model railway shop, which shows how much of a nerd I am, in the centre of New York. Didn't expect to see that at all.
Yeah, there's some. There are some very, very niche shops if you look hard enough.
So, car 121 is doing some practice to get himself acclimatised to the new track conditions. We carry forward the track wear in this league, but we don't carry forward the temperatures because it'll be later in the day. What is the sim time? The sim time is 6:30. So as long as it's not realistic in terms of sunsets at the moment, we won't go dark in this race.
Although it will be funny if it does.
It'll be hilarious, and Ivan will be in his element.
And what the hell is that?
What?
Sorry, just something weird flashed up on my screen. Just to let our viewers know, Sunday week, so the 24th, the start of the fun and free BSTV truck series. Yes, that's right. We are going NASCAR racing on BSTV. That's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. And announced today, we will be doing a Porsche 911 GT3 Cup series using the Porsche 992. That all kicks off with its media day on November the 20th. Full details are on our website for both series.
So, we are privileged, Clyde, in that Car 11 is in the chat with us. So, Chris, why are you chatting and not driving then?
Well, I have a little bit of time, gents, so I thought I'd come say hello and see how the racing went.
Well, hopefully you've been watching and saw the carnage of the first race. Some blushes in there, it has to be said, and some questionable driving from a couple of people. But your teammate, Tony Kloosterman, we suspect that you're actually driving his car. Romped away with it, 20 odd seconds of a lead in a half-an-hour race. That's pretty impressive, right?
It's super impressive. He's been putting in a bit of practice here, and he's been very quick, so very impressed with his performance.
And what do you put that down to? The setup that you've given him, or his own driving talent?
Well, Tony was racing the vets this week, and I know he was putting in some practice and prep, and that's a fixed set. I gave him a set, and he did not like it at all. So he took the vet set and then made his own tweaks, and clearly it's working out well.
Yeah, very much so. And obviously you are now fantastic in the V8 and extraordinarily hard to beat, if not unbeatable so far this season. I don't remember you finishing anywhere other than first. But Long Beach for you, is it a death trap for you, or have you got the right car control in order to get around here safely without murdering yourself and others?
I love this track. I got a bit of practice in yesterday with Tony to see kind of a benchmark to see where we're both at, and it's one of my favorite tracks to lap at. A bit tricky to pass, so it can be difficult racing, and all it takes is one car, a tap or somebody to go sideways, and it's block track and just carnage everywhere. So
yeah,
a lot of fun to lap.
An overtaking round here. Where's the optimized place to get it done?
Pretty much turn one. You have to have the other person make a bit of a mistake out of the hairpin. There is, I don't know what corner exactly it is. It's, I believe, watching the broadcast. It's a left-hander that opens up quite wide into a tricky right. The left-hander.
Yeah.
It's the Carousel bus stop.
Well, you can get on the inside there, but if other drivers committed, it's a bit risky. So it's you got to trust who you're racing with, and you got to make sure that they see you coming.
Cool. Any questions for Chris, Clyde?
Yeah, a couple actually. How does Tony's car handle compared with what you used to driving?
Tony's car actually, I don't like his brakes, so it took me a bit to get used to it before I started putting in some good laps there.
And what is Tony actually doing whilst you're driving his car? Is he sat there naked, or is he flicking peanuts, or what?
He's sipping on a nice whiskey, I think. So he's definitely enjoying it, and he gave me a high five for the performance in race one there. So
excellent. Okay then, Chris. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll let you go now because the cars are gridding for race 2.
All right. Good luck, everyone. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.
Hey, so your grid is Jamie Wilson is your pole man. I'm not going to get this done, I don't think, for Team Chimera. Kenzie goes off second for Team Down Under. Marco Lewert in third for VTS Esports. Miro goes off fourth for PCS. Tony is in fifth for NQR. And I think we've got lights, have we? We have, they're gone. Look at that, straight round the outside there. And is that Tony in the lead already?
Yeah, I think that grid was wrong.
It was wrong because Tony was in third.
Yeah.
I should have believed myself. But anyway, Marco Lewert, where did you come from? That was good. Oh, Nikolai stacking him up behind him at the moment. He wanted to get out of Jamie's way, but got into everyone else's way. And then there's Adam, side by side with Ant.
Adam.
Stand and deliver. Miro getting forced out a bit wide there by Vincent. A good overtake that, actually. Very good, but Miro is not done with just yet. Lap one, you don't want to wash out here, boys. Look at this. Crowded house down this straight.
Oh, I thought that was going to go 4 wide then.
Yep. I have to say I tensed in many places. Adam's desperate to get past Nikolai. Look, he's pushing the limit everywhere, and he's about... Oh, he got into the back of Nikolai.
Yeah, dandy highwayman into the back of Nikolai.
Yeah. You're just coming out with Adam and the Ant titles now, here.
That's about all I can think of.
So Vincent's gapped these guys now by quite a bit, to be fair, in a short amount of time. Tony's got himself nearly 2 seconds already over Kenzie, as Jamie, whoa, gets a massive kicker off that inside curb. That launched his car up. That was crazy. He's lit it up in the distance and got it facing kind of the right way now.
Yeah, unfortunately that took Prince Charming to the back of the pack.
You've Googled them now, haven't you?
Yep. Just
Awesome.
waiting to get Kings of the Wild Frontier in now, and then
Yeah.
my job is complete. Sam has got absolutely no idea what we're going on about.
No.
Well, I usually never listen to you boys, so...
No, it's true.
it's
I-
not, you know.
Ivan's car looks properly battered at the front.
Is that 3 places?
Wow, look at him go across the curves there with Vincent. I can't believe the kind of elevation that Jamie got off that curb on the inside at the top of the hill round here. Adam's still not found his way around Nikolai. He's been on it since lap 1.
Here he goes.
No, not yet. He's backed out. Yeah. I do want to know what Nikolai's paintwork is all about, because he's had that same paintwork since he joined us like 8 years ago or something. I could hear a car hitting a wall then for some reason, I don't know why. Look at that, they're really piling around that hairpin.
Yeah,
The
he's-
horse got damage on his right rear. Left rear, sorry, left rear. Oh, hang on. And that is...
Vincent and Marco.
Yeah, I mean, Vincent's really putting his foot down. Adam's got it done here, I think. Yes, he's done that deal. Proper block pass. Nikolai trying to fight back.
Yes, allowed Miro to escape a little bit.
Yeah, Bob Woodhouse looking to do better in this race than the last one. He's got the pace because he qualified quite well. Just didn't get an opportunity in that last race, I don't think. The Nikolai takes that big sweeping line around there, and that can be quite quick. Not many people are doing it though, so it mustn't be the most optimal line.
Andrew Hoffman trying to keep himself tagged on the back of this little train.
Yeah, if he does get spat out the back of it, he'll struggle, I think. You do need a bit of that toe to stay in contention with guys that are as fast as this lot are. Miro's been caught now. So So that gap that he had managed to get whilst everybody else was dicing with one another is gone.
So pole for race 2. How many cars will finish? Looks like people are going for none.
Yeah.
No, not really. More than 10.
Right, okay. It's still a busy old track at the moment. Lots of action here. Adam's got a good drive out of that hairpin onto shoreline here.
He has, but he's got nowhere to go, has he?
No, and it's kind of balanced off with the car in front because the car in front can take that tighter line. If you're going to go around the outside, that's a lot of extra track, but he's going to do this.
Yeah, Miro didn't defend at all, did he?
No, he was on the brakes a lot earlier than Adam there as well. Car in front of both of these guys, locked up, and I think that was Marco.
That is, yeah.
Adam's going to drag a whole load of cars. Marco locked up again at the top of the hill. So he's struggling to handle that brake bias that he's got running on that car. Marco leading this charge here in the Holden, and then a whole load of Mustangs that follow him down. Meanwhile, Tony's got himself just over 2 seconds as a lead over Kenzie, who in turn has the same over Vincent. And then you've got nearly 6 seconds back to this battle right here, and Adam's going to do this again, I think. Marco's taken the perfect defensive line, but can he outbrake Adam? Yes, is the answer. And it's all going on behind them now as well, look.
Yeah, Nikolai having a pop at Miro.
Obviously, for anyone watching, these cars are visually different, but systemically identical. You can interchange the setups absolutely with these cars. So for all intents and purposes, they handle exactly the same.
Unless your name is Hoffman and he changes his mind every week as to which one is better.
Yes. Which is, but even with the old versions of these cars, I was always querying why people were saying one was faster when they were literally identical. I think Adam's got this now because that drive's going to be brilliant, yeah, compared to Marco's line. Marco saved himself some rubber there by not going the longer distance, but that was all he saved. So let's have to see now if Adam can eat into the 7.5 seconds of empty road in front of him. This is your race leader. You can see the gap back to second. It is 2 seconds.
Yeah, Chris Jackson has just asked if Tony had clipped the wall. Well, Chris should know because he would have felt it.
Well, yeah. Is this a replay?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's messy.
That's exactly what we said before the racing started.
Yeah, and what
So
Chris alluded
easy,
to as well.
isn't it?
Yeah. So Miro just clips the wall on the right hand side and it punts his car right into Nikolai's path. It kind of just stopped him dead. Oh, understeer city. Look at that, Clyde.
Yeah.
Took all his speed away, punted him out, and Nikolai not really got anything he can do.
And they both clear out of the way and let Ant Woodward and Bob Woodhouse through.
Yep. Manna from heaven for those two. And now Ant Woodward getting very, very fresh with Marco Loert. And Marco's locked up again into turn 1. I think he's got damage on the left. Oh, now he has. Now he has.
No.
We'll have to watch that one from a chopper cam if we can. Here we go. Sam's already all over it. So locks up.
Big lock up from Marco.
Yeah. Nice spin to get back in the racing direction, though.
My honest opinion of that was I don't think Ant was far enough alongside and probably should have backed out of that.
I was sat here thinking, I'm not sure what I make of that from either perspective, to be honest. Should Marco have come out of it because he was slower? Probably not. I think you're right. He still had the lead position, didn't he? I think it was Ant's to give up.
He was almost there.
Yeah, he was. We're 5
Oh, Marco, I'm sure that was a wall.
I don't know. I don't think he hit anything. I think he just had a really poor line or too much speed into it and then had to
It looked
basically
like
turn
his
it.
car straightened up all of a sudden.
Yeah. Miro in the pits. Obviously too much damage sustained in that crash with Nikolai.
Yeah, looks like Nikolai got away with it to some extent.
I mean, well, there's not many straight panels on his car, like, but it's handling. Ooh, Ant. Ooh, jeez.
He's slow there.
Yeah, he will be. He's just mullered his tyres, but amazing he didn't hit the wall. He was understeering right across the track. That'll be a good one to see from an overhead if we can manage that, because that'll be a save of the century sort of territory, that one. Just like that. Look at him go! Look at him go! Not even on the replay I'm tensing. And a great overtake there after that from Bob. Look at that side. He's so close to clipping those tyres. He's got damage on the right hand side of his car as well. That's cracking, that. He's back on it now. Some red hot tyres, but there you go. There's the Hoff. We're watching a replay here. Oh.
A little bit too eager on the loud pedal.
Yeah. This is what I was saying before. The front end's slippy, well, mainly at the start, but the back end is tail happy, so it just whips you. Jamie Wilson. We saw him launched into the air at the start. Now trying to pick off on a recovery drive.
Yeah, there's 3 positions in front of him.
Nikolai going sideways through Indy corner there.
Just looking at the signs on the signposts on the side of the road there, and it says be prepared to stop, and then the next sign says no stopping at any time.
Whoa. Jamie. I mean, excellent style points, but I don't think your tyres are going to appreciate it.
I'm not sure, but I do think he just changed something in his black box, and I wonder if he checked the fast repair thing. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it because it's too small on my screen, but Could have been that. Doesn't sound like his car has damage, and doesn't look like it either, but who knows?
Well, he's certainly. I mean, both cars in front are ailing, aren't they? Because they've got damage all over them. But he's caught them very, very quickly. We're still a couple of laps away from the earliest point that you are likely to be able to pit. I mean, these guys will take tyres, won't they, Clyde? Because this car just eats them.
If they don't, they are absolutely mental.
Oh, that's a hit, I think, from Jamie on the back of the Hoff.
Hell, Hoff's putting a lot of pressure on Nikolai.
He is, yeah. Got a little bit of wheel spin there. That might be enough for Jamie. Not yet, no. And Hoff takes a really tight turn out of there onto Pine Avenue, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does it every lap, so it's not like he's making a mistake. That's just the line that he takes.
Or he's making a mistake every lap.
That is also what could be happening.
And you can tell by the braking, locking things in front of them, who's in front.
Mark Holloway.
Marco looking lowered. I think it's a good name for him right now.
It is, yeah.
Racing on rims.
Look at that. So Nikolai must have got a slowdown, or just be his car must be absolutely mullered.
Yeah, I don't think it was a slowdown. I think he's got no top end on it.
Right. I mean, I've driven these cars with, and so have you, Clyde, where you the damage is such that it handles okay, but you got no power, you know.
Well, Hoff was all over him in exactly the same place on the previous lap.
Yeah. Look at that, Jamie using that tighter line. I think he's done this. I think Nikolai's possibly letting him. No, he's not.
It's all over now.
It is. Right then, this is the pointy end. So we're watching Kenzie in the sandwich here between Tony, the leader, and Vincent.
Something's happened to Tony.
What do you mean?
Well, that gap has come down all of a sudden.
What on earth was that?
I think that's a braking issue again.
That's his brake bias, too far forward. So he'll be visiting his pit crew shortly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Clyde. It's down to a second.
Well,
What's
it's been
going
going down and down and down slowly. Kenzie and Vincent are a bit faster. Clearly. Not much, but just a bit.
So is this a fuel-saving tactic? Is he lifting massively at the end of the straights in order to spend less time in the pits later, or something like that? I mean, he's got to take tyres anyway. And you're going to have to tell me in this car whether the tyres and the fuel get done at the same time or not, because I can't even remember. It's been so long. It does, right, okay.
I think Tony's bored after this race run, and now he just wants some excitement.
Wants to race with some friends.
Yeah, he's waiting for the Twitter. Antidote. She's a bit early.
Well, it's the earliest that we considered that you could pit in order to make it to the end. Maybe he's got more damage than we thought. And Chris on the chat says no fuel saving needed. But you've got to say, Kenzie is definitely catching him.
Yeah, there's more to that than meets the eye, I think.
Yeah. So a lot of battles going on at the moment. And Woodward and Nikolai both in the pits. Ant is now leaving. They're going to come out just ahead of this. Because the pit lane here is massively long before you get to actually put your foot down. This is Jamie putting a pile of pressure on the Hoff. Looks like Tony's struggling to control that car, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Very strange. Whoa, he's done it. Right, that's Jamie. That was so close. I'm amazed that they didn't actually crash just then. Sorry, Clyde.
I'm just looking at lap times, and Tony was into the 120s on lap 6. Kenzie has been consistently quicker and is still, even lap 16 he got into the 119s.
Yeah. How ginger they are going into turn 1.
A bit gingerist.
Yeah. He does have damage, you're right. All down the left-hand side of his car.
Yeah, and Vincent's catching the pair of them.
Yes, and that's exactly what Chris is saying on the chat at the moment. He's also saying that he'd have... Ooh, did they all hit the wall? What's going on? He's also saying that he'd have been in now and Namela it. I mean, that damage that Kenzie's got is making his car faster.
Yeah, well, Tony sat next to Chris in his armchair, sipping his whiskey, saying, "Not yet, my boy, not yet."
Yeah. I mean, Kenzie's second in the championship for a very good reason. He finishes races and he finishes high up in the finishing order regularly.
Yeah, and he's got better as the season's gone on, hasn't he?
Yes. Yeah, very much so. Oh, do you see the wheel spin from Vincent in the background? That was immense.
Yeah, you can see the gap grow.
And Vincent's really going to want to pit now because he's about to get overtaken by Nikolai, who's got a brand new car really with brand new tyres.
Whoa!
No. Oh my word, my stomach went.
Yeah, Nikolai is a lap down on these, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's about to get involved in the fight for the podium. See if any of these top 3 pit here at all. Nope, they're all staying out again.
I think it's that stage of the race where if I was Kenzie, when we get round to the pit lane, I would be doing whatever Tony doesn't.
Right. And you've not got much choice, much time to make that choice either.
No.
Oh, we're watching something naughty.
That's why I would make it now.
Oh, Vincent!
Oh,
Oh, no, that's not
I
bad.
think he's
That's not
got
bad.
away with that, didn't he?
Yeah. His rear tyres won't appreciate being lit up like that, though. Back at the front, these two are still where they were. That looked like Kenzie was very hot into there. Oh, and he's hit the wall there. So,
Pit.
no, he's not. He's gone again.
Should have pitted.
Yeah, I agree with you for once. There we go,
Thought
Vincent in.
would.
Yeah.
His tyres are shot.
Tony's dropping Kenzie now. Probably been a bit kinder to his tyres and therefore able to push a bit harder at this point in the race. They're getting on to the length of the first race, which was 24 laps, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So this is lap 21 already, and we are getting on for 28 minutes into the race now. Kenzie's tried to narrow his car on both sides now.
Good tactic.
Yeah, makes you more aerodynamic.
And easier to get your car into a gap to get past somebody.
Yeah. I think more racing drivers should do it.
Right, so what's going to happen this time? Whoa, big wheel spin from Tony. And he's pitting.
in.
And Kenzie stayed out.
Yep. Now
Exactly
whether...
what I wanted to see.
Yeah, this will mix it up for sure. Whoa, Marco! That was a massive amount of curb. He's not in... Is he in control? Is he doing this on purpose now?
Yeah, he's going for the escape road.
Yeah. Fair enough. That was the curbs have caught two out now. That was Jamie was the first one. He got punted miles in the sky. Jamie's now in third place. I mean, obviously he owes us a pit stop, but
Yeah, I'd like to see Kenzie, if he could, stay out and do another one.
well, he's got the fuel for it. Whether he's got the tyres for it, I've no idea. Look how close to the wall he gets. Good grief. So the Hoff is now in from fourth place, believe it or not. I don't know how far he'll drop. So is he going to pit this go, or is he going to keep going? He's going.
Yeah, good. He's got a clear track in front of him at the moment, so he can make hay.
Kenzie has just done a 120.6. If we compare that to Nikolai, who's chasing him at the minute, he did a 120.0, his fastest lap of the race. So you would only assume that Kenzie is going to go slower than most of the rest of the field.
Yeah, but Tony's catching a bunch of cars.
Yeah, well, he's catching Jamie Wilson. Oh, you mean back markers, don't you, of course?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah, that is a significant impact. We know how hard it is to overtake round here. Kenzie going round again. And And that time, or the last time round rather, Tony was half a second faster than Kenzie was. There's Ivan. Getting very, very tasty here with Marco Loert. That was what I was saying before. Some drivers like Marco there take that big, long sweeping line round turn 1, and others take the more shallow one. And this is a battle here for 6th place, so good points on offer at this point.
Yeah, Tony Kluseman just put in the fastest lap of the race.
Wow, okay. We got a replay. Oh, a lot of curb again from Marco Loert. Oh dear. And then was that not keeping his foot on the brake or what?
I don't know.
He's now modelled his car on Vincent's car from race 1. That's not going to help Marco very much because he's going to definitely have to pit now, which will be a 2nd pit stop for him.
Yeah. Tony is now in that traffic.
Yeah, and Ivan is pitted and Marco is pitted, both for a second time.
Which has helped Tony.
Ah, is that the traffic that he was approaching, right?
Yeah. I suspect Kenzie's going to come out maybe 3 or 4 seconds behind Tony, but with fresher tyres.
Yep. It's track position that does it for you here, though, right?
It does.
And that's Chris Jackson off to be whipped by Mary. Nice to you to join us, and in the booth, Chris Jackson. Adam here trying to stay as close to Vincent as he can.
Yeah, well, this is the battle for the 3rd step on the podium, in effect, isn't it? Because Jamie still owes us a pit stop.
Yep, absolutely right. And Jamie's lap times are not great at the moment. I think he's the slowest on track at the minute. Oh no, Ivan is. But I think Jamie needs to get in and get some nice new shoes on that Holden Commodore.
Yeah, but at the moment he's slowing up Tony Klusterman.
He is, yeah. This is Jamie's 26th lap, as it is for Kenzie, obviously. Well, struggling to turn the car now, I think, Jamie. Either that or it's in an effort just to stay ahead of Tony. And they're both going, well, obviously they're both going again. Jamie's going again. Tony's already been in. Ivan pits his car again. Obviously can't quite get the damage fixed on that car properly.
It's really bad for Tony. His fight with Kenzie.
Yeah, very much
He's
so.
got it done now.
He was slower than Kenzie on the last. 3 tenths slower.
Yeah, and I wonder what the impact of that is. Where did Tony go? There he is.
Well, the impact was Jamie in the way.
Yeah, oh no,
Yeah,
I mean
he
in
did.
terms of time. Oh, right, here we go then. This is it now. So... there'll be a fast repair used here, undoubtedly.
You've got Kenzie in the pits and Tony on the track map, number 2, position 2.
Ah, there we go. So Tony getting to the end of Seaside Way into Firestone. Into the hairpin now.
Kenzie's rolling.
It's going to be pretty close. But I think Tony's going to be way out in front. Miles, actually.
Yeah, but I expect Kenzie's going to chew into this.
But he's going to have to be careful on his first few laps. We know what the tyres are like straight out of the box. They're not preheated like some of the tyres on some of the cars on the service. At least I don't think they are.
Well, not as good as you are on your Sunday evenings.
I'm sorry, what?
Nah, just leave it.
Oh, right. So in the chat, Marco Loerta said that his brake pedal isn't working properly. That would explain much of what we saw tonight from the behaviour of that car.
I will say the same to Marco as I would say to any other BSPV drivers. Excuses.
Pete will have that one in his book.
Already written it down, yeah?
Racing Excuses Volume 2, which will be out for Christmas.
So, the only driver not to have pitted is Jamie Wilson. He is the slowest car on track at the moment, is he? No, Andrew Hoffman was a tiny bit slower that lap. We'll have to see what happens with him and how far he drops down the field. It'll mean he's got great tyres at the end of the race, but we've got 20 minutes to go now, so you kind of want to get cashed in now, don't you, Clyde?
Yeah, I think it's time for Jamie to pit. I'm just watching the Tony Kloosterman, Kenzie Newhoff lap times. Yeah, 2.5 tenths quicker that time, Kenzie.
He's got 4. But how long has he got?
Well, put dead on
7.
20 minutes.
No, I mean in terms of gap to Tony, is it like 7 seconds or something?
Yeah, nearly 8, isn't it?
Nearly 8.
In fact, Kenzie's last lap was his best of the race, and it was 6 tenths quicker than Tony Kloosterman.
Right. I mean that is significant. He's just done the fastest yet, sector 3.
So Tony is coming up on Miro. Jamie Wilson staying out.
Another 7/10 from Kenzie on Tony.
Yeah. But is Kenzie going to wear his stuff out just getting there?
Entirely possible on a track like this, and push too hard and you might find yourself a wall. You got to think where the traffic is as well. We've got the two cars highlighted on the track map on the broadcast.
I'd say Tony is stuck behind Miro, although Miro's just let him past.
Yeah.
And you can see in the background there, Kenzie catching Jamie. Jamie will be pitting very shortly.
You've got to expect him in this lap because he's only going to end up with about 15 minutes of decent tyres unless he, if he doesn't rather. There we go.
He's in. So that played into Kenzie's hands as well.
Yeah, he got a toe down the back straight there.
Just 0.2 quicker that time, Kenzie. But the he's still got time.
And Jamie Wilson has dropped down the order quite a lot as we expected.
Yeah, Tony's got a nice clear track in front of him now. See what that does for his lap times.
Yeah, these two are at the minute the closest on track, which is Bob Woodhouse and then on your screen Ant Woodward. But Ant's getting dropped by Bob a little bit each lap at the moment.
Yeah, just a 10th in it that lap. Tony back in the 119s.
Yeah, so that's a well, nearly a 7-second lead. Which is pretty handy in these cars. Little lock up there from Bob. Brings Ant Woodward a little closer to him again.
Kenzie nearly half a second quicker that lap.
Well, he needs to really put his foot down. He's got a quarter of an hour to catch Tony. Amazing how quick this race has gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Ant's definitely catching Bob again now. I don't know whether Bob's pushed a bit too hard and used his stuff a bit too much for a couple of laps and having to give best in terms of lap time to Ant. It's funny this, isn't it? Because on a track like this where you've got so many turns, the brakes just never seem to not be red at the back.
Yeah, they don't get a chance to cool down, do they?
I wonder what that does to tyre pressures, because that heat will transfer into the tyres. I do think that happens in iRacing. I'm sure somebody told me that was right. And how it affects your braking. I don't know whether overheated brakes are a thing in iRacing. Do you know that, Clyde, or not?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
No.
But another half a second there by Kenzie. It's now under 6 seconds.
You're watching the battle for 5th. So again, nothing. You know, the positions are important here. And I think Adam has caught Vincent again. I'm not too sure because I often misinterpret the. He has, yeah. So this will be the battle for the last place on the podium, as it stands at the moment.
Kenzie back to just 0.2 quicker than Tony on the last lap, but he did have to get past Miro.
But these two have been glued together all race. They even pitted on the same lap, and they're now less than a second apart again. And with a bit of traffic coming up, that might be why Adam has decided to pull the plug a little bit. That's Miro just in front there. Sure, there was 2 cars in shot, but I might be wrong.
That might be the back end of Kenzie's car.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, Kenzie 0.3 quicker on that lap.
0.3 quicker. I don't think he's going to get
him quick enough, is he?
No, not unless Tony's tyres suddenly take a dive right towards the end, and those extra laps that Kenzie took on his first set of tyres benefits him this time right towards the end of the race. But we're 11 minutes to go now, so maybe too little too late.
Well, let's wait for the fat lady to sing.
Yes, there is Kenzie. And that's Tony heading off down Shoreline.
Yeah, there'll be certain places on the track now where he can see him, which does tend to help when you're a chaser.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So almost 0.3 quicker that lap. The gap's about 5 seconds.
Oh no, it's not. It's a lot
to
more
be
than
a
that
bit
now.
more than that now.
Yeah. That's what happens when you push sometimes. Miro gets out of the way of the lead cars. And Kenzie's about to get overhauled by these two now.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of damage, that.
Podium battle is on now.
or some curb cam.
Yeah, skies are a bit grey.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, the track temperature is quite volatile here when the clouds go in, or clouds come out rather. I mean, they all.
Kenzie is really struggling now.
Yeah.
I think his tyres are on fire.
Well, the fronts definitely will be. It takes them ages to cool down. It takes them a long time to get heated up on this track, but once they are too hot, they stay hot for a long time. Oh, good point. Yeah, Race Director's just pointed out that this race will go slightly dark. The headlights are already on. Kenzie's managing to pull away here slightly. Much better line through there by Vincent over both the cars in front and behind him. Oh, and Woodward getting that done over Bob, or is he? Bob's coming back at him here. Nice, clean, safe driving, giving each other plenty of respect and room.
You can hear the wheels spin, can't you?
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at. Two ridiculously different lines coming out of that hairpin there, and into it obviously. But you could hear the wheels spin from both cars. You can get a good run through turn one, can't you? But the door just slams shut on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as Chris said, you need the car in front to get an awesome amount of wheel spin coming out of the hairpin.
Yeah.
And then you've got a chance of getting it done.
Yeah, this is seesawing, isn't it? The gap between Kenzie and Vincent. It's now reduced down to nothing again.
Yeah, in theory, Kenzie has got 7-lap newer tyres, but also he's got the damage on the front of his car.
Yeah. You just hear a car crashing. I definitely did. I don't know where that was. Just to remind anybody just joining, this is the fight for second place. First place is Tony Kloosterman again. 10 seconds up the road, nearly 11 seconds now. Any one of these three could come second, or none of them. Welcome to Long Beach. Man, this is the closest all. Look at the sky. This is the closest all three of them have been for a while.
Yeah, I think Tony has backed off now. He's got that gap. He's into the 121s now.
Want to make sure he doesn't do anything silly. Adam just dropping off the back of the 2.
Is he dropping off or is he cooling things down for a late charge?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a good tactic if he did. I mean, these two could easily get together, and you don't want to be too close at that point, do you? I mean, overtaking 2 cars, one car's a challenge enough, but when the space in front of the one you're overtaking is filled with another car, that's even more difficult on a walled track like this. Little shove there from Adam on the back of Vincent's car. Vincent's getting very racy through some of these corners now. He stays really wide, doesn't he, in a lot of these corners? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, come on, boys. Does that open the door for Adam at all? It's like a wall of cars in front of him, isn't it? It's just nowhere to be. Yeah. Adam literally pushing Vincent around the hairpin. I can assure you folks there are more than these 3 cars in the race, but nothing is more exciting or close than this at the moment.
Going to be tight whether the leader gets around to start another lap.
Right. Yes, you're right. I don't know where he is on track at the moment. He's 11 seconds ahead of this
I think
trio.
He's just going to start another lap. He's at the hairpin now.
Vincent's getting impatient, I think.
Tony Kloosterman takes the white flag.
Okay. Oh, Adam! It's going to be hard to recover that distance now.
Yeah, especially with 1 lap to go.
Yep. Amazing. One little greedy bit of right foot and you end up nearly a second off the back of the car in front of you. Oh my. What? Oh, what is that? Was that netcode? That's solid air moment or something. Hard to tell. Oh, he's not letting it go though. Look at Kenzie, foot down. Oh, is he giving him position back?
I think Vincent gave that up.
Yeah. And Adam's thinking, this is on. No, 3 wide. Adam right. Second place. I'd written him off at the start of the lap.
It was all strategy. He let them go, fight, make mistakes, and keep advantage of it. But
Tony Kloosterman has taken the win.
Can't look away from this. This is too good.
yeah, sorry, Tony.
That was awesome. That.
Wow.
Amazing bit of racing. Very respectful. I do want to see, yes, exactly this. Oh, a big wiggle there from Kenzie it was, but they didn't look close enough to be touching,
No,
Clyde.
I don't think there was a touch there.
No.
Wow, what a finish.
That was crazy good, that. You can hear how sensitive they all are on the gas at this point in the race doing this. Very opportunistic though, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but right place, right time.
Oh yeah.
And a brilliant finish to the race.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll just replay Tony crossing the line so somebody sees it. That was Tony winning the feature race.
Double win for Mr. Kloosterman.
Well, that was a terrific race, Clyde, and frantic all the way through. That was an hour of just constant battles. I think there was about a 2-minute period where there was nothing, but for the rest of it, somebody was having a go at somebody else.
Yeah, like we said at the start, it's one of those tracks where it's not over till it's over.
Yeah, as Adam has rightly proved. So your finishing order for the feature race, round 19 of 20, I'll just remind you. Interlagos next time out is an endurance race, and we'll see the conclusion of this Racetech V8ESC Season 10. But your race winner again tonight is Tony Kloosterman for NQRB. He finished 14.5 seconds ahead of Adam Wright for BSTV Esports Green. Kenzie Nieuwoff was third even, bottom step of the podium for Team Down Under. Vincent Skilbeck finished fourth for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic, with Ant Woodward in fifth for NQRB, Bob Woodhouse in sixth for Concord Racing. Jamie Wilson finished seventh for Team Chimera. Eighth was Nikolai Bogotarev for Don't Bug Me Racing. Andrew Hoffman finished 9th for PSR, Miro Hraski 10th for PCS, 11th was Ivan Batmans for Track Velocity Racing, and 12th was Marco Loa, who had brake issues for VTS Esports. We've got a few in the booth already, Clyde. I think it's only fair that we interview our double race winner, and I'll hand him over to you. It's Tony Kloosterman for you.
Tony, welcome to the booth.
Hi, Clyde. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. And congratulations on 2 wins tonight.
Yeah, it was pretty intense, actually. You know, the wall at Long Beach, always lots of walls around, so you have to be very careful.
Yeah, and we was watching intently that race, especially in race 2. You obviously had an absolutely fantastic start. Managed to pull a gap, and then Kenzie closed you down. He went for a totally different pit strategy to yourself. Came out and was knocking chunks off you, but then made a mistake and gave you the win with no pressure. Tony?
Oh, sorry, wrong button. Yeah, my VR headset started stuttering quite badly after about 6 laps, and it finally cleared itself around the pit stop, but Kenzie was closing very, very, very quickly. And after the pit stop, I had to put my head down and kind of manage that gap. And based on the number of laps that were left and the time differential, I thought I'd be okay. But then I saw that he fell back a little bit, and then it looked like it was pretty exciting there for second, third, fourth.
Oh, well, yeah, unfortunately we missed you crossing the line in the second race because we was concentrating on that battle because it was very good. Thoroughly enjoyed that and recommend you watch it back. I know you usually do anyway. Yeah. So, we spoke to Chris in the interval. Obviously, he couldn't make it. Some big points for Kenzie tonight, and then an endurance race next week with a lot of points on the table. So, good to see that the championship is not over when we go into the last round.
No, it never is over. It's never over till it's actually over. But, we seem to have good pace of late, so I'm hoping that things will go well.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on an endurance race, 2 hours of Interlagos?
I don't have any thoughts on that. It's not my favorite track, but of late, my favorite tracks or my non-favorite tracks have been very good to me. So, we'll go there with an open mind, try and do the best that we can, and just get whatever points we can out of it.
Well, let's hope Spa's on the schedule next season then.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony. So before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, a couple actually. It's awesome to see the fathers spending some time with their kids. Natalie flew in to meet Greg today, so that's why he isn't there. I see Evie is with Anthony this weekend, which is great. And Chris spent some daddy time with Logan and Ella. So good for those guys. It's really important to bond with your children, and they're taking the time to do that. So that's great. Never Quit Racing, Simability. Jamie McKnight for the set that I ran tonight. I modified a little bit, but base was excellent. And, of course, you guys in Racetech for sponsoring the league and doing the broadcast. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, congratulations again on your double win, and we'll see you next time out.
Okay. Take care, guys.
Cool. Right. So, excuse me, just clearing my throat for a second there, just in case you haven't figured that out. And second in the booth tonight, and second in the second race. You could consider yourself lucky, I think, Adam, that you finished in second there. What a race in that second race. Where did you finish in the first one? I can't even remember.
Dead last.
Dead last.
Rage quit.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Yeah, you got a tantrum, didn't you?
Yeah, I suppose so.
But race 2, I bet you're knackered now.
Not so much. No, it was all right. I was angry in race 1 because I messed up quali because I thought I had the pace for pole. I don't know why I've got pace around here. I only started yesterday. And yeah, I just thought I'm going into the pits. I go into the wall, I might as well go.
Yeah. It is fairly terminal around here when you hit anything, isn't it? You do get a fast repair though. I don't know whether you'd already used that. No, you wouldn't have done.
No, I completely forgot. To be honest, my problem, like I said, I learnt the track yesterday, and I done a bit of practice this morning, and then during the official practice, I could get no one to run with, so I'd never run in traffic around here. So then I'd done the typical hairpin, nudged the back of Bob, and spun him round, and then he decided to pit in front of me, and so yeah, I mean, I just had no running in traffic at all, so my fault.
Yeah, I mean, yours was the car that had a piece of wall in its engine block.
Get that one in the book, Pete.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, another one for the book. The book's massive now, isn't it? But race 2, right towards the end, at the last lap actually, you must have been thinking, I can't overtake 2, surely, and then bang, straight through, 3 corners to go, and a second place for you.
Yeah, I mean, the pace between me and Vincent was ebbing and flowing a little bit, and then Kenzie had his little spin and he came into it, and I mean, Vincent could keep on the back of Kenzie a lot better than I could keep on the back of them two. But Sorry, I can hear myself on the bloody TV. Hang on. There you go. Yeah, Vincent got on the back of Kenzie a little bit, and I could see he wanted to give the position back. And I didn't want to take advantage too much, but then I thought I've got to go for it.
Yeah.
So I went around the outside and then on the inside of Kenzie, and yeah, I mean, I suppose I put myself in a position to be there. So
yeah, make the most of it. Yeah, definitely. And that'll do your championship hopes no pain at all. Race 1 you could have done with scoring something other than, well, do you get nothing? I don't know. You'll get something. But it doesn't pull you any closer to Kenzie because he finished okay in the first one, I think. But great racing tonight. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go?
I suppose we've got to have a shout out to Mr. Tyler Newitt. I hope he's having a fantastic weekend and all that crap.
Oh, this is true, Clyde. We haven't mentioned that at all, have we?
Is it today?
Sex cult. Yeah, he's getting the ball and chain fitted today, isn't he?
I was hoping we was all going to get tickets to just appear there with our BSTV shirts on and just stand at the back of the wedding and kind of wave.
Shouldn't we? Yeah, we're taking lightsabers like me and some friends did to somebody else's wedding. The bride wasn't very happy, but it was a good laugh. But yeah, so we're into Lagos next time out. Hopefully you can sort out second place in the championship there maybe, or something like that, but it's going to be a tall ask now. But we'll see you there at that point. But congratulations on your second place tonight, Adam Wright.
Thank you very much. See you guys.
Okay, next one for you, Clyde, is going to be Vincent Skilbeck and his wheelie bin.
Good evening, good morning, Vincent. He's fell asleep.
Yeah.
Earth calling Vincent. Come in, Vincent.
Morning.
There he is.
I should say.
So Vincent, a 6th and a 4th. And we just heard from a very cheeky Adam Wright. Was that slightly annoying that he managed to take advantage of you being nice?
Yeah, it's a little bit of annoying, but nah, I'm happy with what kind of transpired in that last lap. When going into there, I looked over and saw Adam was up the inside. I was like, I'll just back out of this and see if I can have a shot at the next corner. But nah, they had it. It was alright.
Yeah, you would have done the same in his position, wouldn't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, you know, you seem to have pretty decent pace around here. And I don't think there was many moments in either race that we didn't see you battling with somebody, but it's a very, very difficult track to overtake, isn't it?
Yeah, you kind of have to set the move up a few corners before. So with me just sitting behind people, I was trying just to pressure them into a slight mistake, which would let me through. But yeah, it is a pretty tough place to pass.
I have a question. Did you set off in race 1 with your speed limiter on?
I did. I bumped it just before the start without realizing until I took off and it hit the limiter. I was like, crap, I've hit the limiter. I've got the limiter on.
It's the worst track to do it on as well because the limiter's set to 35 miles an hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
But lucky I realized really quickly. But yeah, it kind of made turn 1 a lot more interesting with a lot more cars around me.
Rookie
Sorry,
error.
had to ask that.
No, that's alright.
Next time out, 2-hour race at Interlagos. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I should have a lot more practice in, although I do have a week between your Interlagos and the V8 Scots one, but yeah, hopefully I'll get a lot of laps in for V8 Scots the week before, and then yeah, with officials being on the same week, it'll be interesting to see if I still have pace.
It certainly will. Any shout outs that you want to give before we let you go?
you guys for the broadcast and everyone over at Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic, and all the donators that we have to keep the sessions running.
I think you did Wheelie Bins proud, especially in race 1, because your car did actually look like a wheelie bin at one point.
Yeah, I was pushing hard after that.
Well, congratulations on your 6th place in race 1 and 4th place in race 2, Vincent Skilby.
Thank you.
Cool. And then last one in the booth for us tonight is Ant Woodward. Good evening, Ant.
Evening, gents.
That was
He's in the toilet.
I think he is, yeah, or either that or his
Or a wind
rig
tunnel.
is, on the back of a trailer on a motorway. So you had a very incident-heavy first race, if I remember right.
That's not like me.
That's not like you at all. That's not like the last race. And second race, where did you finish in the second race? I'm not very good at this job. 5th, cheers. Which is actually quite a good haul of points. Tell us about your 2 races.
They were. I can't even remember. I was hoping. That's not how this works, is it? I thought you were going to tell me about them. I can't remember. Bob Woodhouse. That's what I remember.
Yeah, you were pretty much together most of that second race.
That was
Swapping places. We saw your overtake, nice and clean. You were both very respectful of one another.
Good race.
And very, very clean in that second race as well. I think every car on the track, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2, had scrapes all over them. Some were missing front ends, some were missing back ends, some were missing most of the panels on the car. But the 2 of you raced really respectfully all the way through.
Yeah, he's a good egg. I like racing Bob. I like racing everyone in the league. It was nice because I've been, I tried an official really late Friday night that goes, and it was just a disaster. So it's nice to race in the league because everyone's sort of driving tendencies and where your limits are and how much you can push people and that. It's good.
And any learnings that you're going to take forward from Long Beach to Interlagos in the last one of the season?
Oh, we all love Interlagos. No, I just glad to have the season over. To be honest,
Yeah.
It's been a bad one.
Yeah, it's not been kind to you, it has to be said. We've seen you way higher up the board than that in the past. Hopefully you'll be back for a season 11 because I gather there is highly likely to be one.
Is there one? Yeah, I hope so.
Have we got a spoiler, Clyde, or not?
We are planning a season 11, yes.
You do.
Obviously, we would like some more participants, but we'll see.
Cracking. In that case, any shout-outs you want to make, Ant, before we let you go?
Yeah, I kept it simple. Who's the guy that does the paint?
Marco.
Marco Levert?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's an apology and a thank you at the same time. Thanks for doing the paints. I know he's the hardest working admin if he's doing the paints. The others just sit back and drink cider and stuff. So thanks to him for doing the hard work, doing all the paints. That must be a nightmare of a job. And Evie, Stacey and Jack. And hello to Clyde, he's back. I love it.
Sorry, I disappeared then. I was busy deleting you from the league.
In that case, we'll see you next time out, Ant Woodward.
Thanks very much.
Well, that was full of excitement. Probably one of the best battles I've seen in V8s for a long time between those 3 in that second race. And lots of clean racing. There was a lot of crashes, but the racing itself and the respect that was given was really good. Any other ways to sum it up, Clyde?
No, I agree with you. And the crashing wasn't, car on car, was it? It was somebody making a mistake and then other cars not being able to get out of the way. It wasn't crashing in a vindictive way. I really enjoy. I don't really enjoy racing round here, but I enjoy watching the racing round here because you just never know what's going to happen. And these guys have come through tonight and proved what fantastic racing these V8s can provide. So yeah, hats off to all of them that made the end of the race, or the end of the races, and commiserations to those that didn't.
Yeah, and Sam, you were flitting between quite a few battles tonight. Long Beach was very similar to what we had in May, wasn't it? You don't know where to look next.
Was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it instead of racing it. I would have been in the wall in lap 1 and just wasted my evening. No, it was fun, really fun. And Adam, congrats, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, very opportunistic, but well deserved nonetheless.
Well, every single one of the drivers would have done the same.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
It's only fair, and it's a good way, that Vincent gives the place back to Kenzie. But there's no point of Adam not trying to get advantage of it.
No, not at all. You're not there to gift other people positions, are you? The fact that Vincent was gentlemanly enough and sportsmanlike enough to redress that situation is just what this league and most of our leagues, if not all of them, are all about.
Exactly.
Yeah. So tomorrow, tune in again because we are doing ITCR at Brands Hatch Indy. I'm in that. I don't know how long for.
You're gonna
Probably
crush.
not long. Yeah, definitely.
If you want to see slow-mo, come tune in tomorrow.
And then on Wednesday, I don't know what track it is now.
Sebring.
Is it Sebring? Oh, good. That'll be in that as well. So that's GT4 TCR, which is season 6, round 6, and that's an hour's race on Wednesday. And then what Clyde's looking most forward to, I think, he's not been too loud about it. But on Sunday that follows, next Sunday, the 24th, is the first round of our Truck Series at Charlotte. It's an oval race, 134 unadulterated laps, and that's going to be a blast. Do we need any more participants for that, Clyde, or have we got a full stack?
No, we haven't filled the grid. It is filling up nicely. But yeah, as with all oval racing, the more the merrier. It's free to join. So yeah, sign up on the website and get yourself in the race for next Sunday.
So yes, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook and on Twitch. Don't miss any of our races. And yeah, we hope you have a great week. Don't forget to join us tomorrow, though, because that's going to be hilarious around Brands Hatch Indy. I'll say goodnight. I'll let the guys say goodnight, and then we'll see you for this one at Interlagos. So good night, everybody. I'll pass you over to Clyde.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks to all the drivers, all the viewers. Thanks for watching. And I'll be back in the booth again tomorrow night for ITCR. Catch you later.
And have a good night, everyone. See you next time. Or a good day, Vincent. And no, your cam did not work. Sorry.